welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. So on today's episode, I'm giving you an update of what's been going on. If you've been following up, you know that I recently put in my 2 weeks and I'm trying this whole entrepreneurship journey. So I did let you know about some apps that I've been doing to make some extra money to pretty much pay my bills until my whole business endeavors actually jump off. So it'll be doing a little bit of a makeup, get ready with me. I'm actually about to go to do an apartment shop. That's one thing that I do to make some extra money, and I can tell you a little bit about that, what that entails, and just give you kind of a quick little update. So let's get right into it. So most recently, what happened? So I told you on the last video that I had joined a new staffing agency that I had never worked for, and I was waiting back to hear from them to see if I actually got the job. So I did hear back from them, and the next step was doing the background check, which is typically normal for all of the staffing agencies. You're gonna have to go through a bunch of different background checks, but once you do the background check, you're in the system and you can then just pick up the little gigs and little jobs that they have. So now I'm just waiting for their email so I can actually go on to the verify and do my background check, and then once that's cleared, you get the job. Essentially, that's what the email said. They were like, once the background comes in and that's cleared, I got the job. So I'm excited to work that. I'm going to definitely bring you along with me and let you know what happens there. But the other day, I did do an apartment shop. It's something that I've been doing for many years. I want to say dating back to like 2020. And essentially what you do is you go to an apartment complex. It's really fun because you get to see so many different areas and so many different complexes. So you go to an apartment complex and you rate your experience that you had with the leasing agent. There's a couple questions. Not a couple. It's a lot of questions that they want you to ask. They'll have a scenario that you present when you go in, and then you'll do the apartment shop. I would say it lasts about anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. And because you're going to go just like a prospective tenant. So you would go in, you would tell them what you're looking for, you would tell them your move-in date, and then you would actually tour the property. So it's really fun because I've seen so many different areas that I didn't know existed, and I was able to see the different apartments and what they offer. So even when I'm personally moving, it helps me out a lot because I kind of know the area and know what the apartment offers, and I have a good knowledge of some apartments in the area. If I want to renew, if I want to, move after my lease is over. So I went and I did that. I also did a cold plunge. Now I told you that I was dealing with frozen shoulder, also known as adhesive capsulitis. So it's when the joint in the shoulder is inflamed and it impacts your range of motion, and it comes with a lot of pain. So I've been dealing with that for a few months. So I signed up for this place called Sweat House, which is a sauna and a cold plunge. So you pay for like a membership and you would go in there. I'll insert some different videos about how I went in there. So essentially you go in there, you sign up for a membership. It's a really cute place. It's nice and clean when you go in. They have these different towels that you can choose, and you can choose between like a eucalyptus or unscented. This time I went for eucalyptus. And you go in there, you have a whole hour for your session, and you start with the sauna. So you go into your own private sauna. You can change the lighting in there. They also have a television. So if you want to watch something on TV, or if you want to put on some kind of meditation music, you can go and do that. So you would go in there, you would do the sauna. I usually do about 25 minutes. The sauna is the hardest part for me because I get really, really hot. So you go into the sauna. It's your own personalized sauna. Then after the sauna, you would go into the shower, which is their vitamin C shower. So you could actually see at the top, it has like this vitamin C liquid that comes down as you're showering. You would go into a lukewarm shower, kind of rinse off, and then you would go into your cold plunge. It's recommended to do anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes. I have yet to be able to do a minute in there. Last session, I was able to do about 5 to 6 seconds, which was pretty long for me, because the first time I did it, I literally was in there for like 1 second. I got in and I immediately hopped out because it's so cold. It almost feels like it's hot. So once you do that, you come out of the cold plunge and then you go back into the vitamin C shower, which is lukewarm, and it kind of brings your body temperature back to normal temperature after coming from that cold plunge. So it's not like a shock to your body. And then your session is done. But it's really cool. I really love it. I bought a package. They were having a promotion. For $100, you would get 3 sessions. I don't know if that promotion is still going on. I bought it a couple weeks ago. But it was 3 sessions for $100. But the cool thing is, if you've never tried it, you can try it for $25. So that's what I did. I tried it for $25 and I was hooked, and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and buy this little package deal. So I ended up doing that and buying that package, and I love it. The caveat with that package is that little 3 session for $100, it does end. You have to use it within like 60 days. So you have kind of a quick turnaround that you have to use it. But I don't go that often. If you're somebody who's super athletic and going to the gym more frequently, you probably would want to go a lot longer than me. Look at me doing all this talking, and I haven't done any of my makeup yet. So I already started my brows, and then I'll just jump in. But yeah, it's really cool. I definitely say it's something that you would want to try at least one time. So that is what has been going on as well. I do have another apartment shop today that I'm gonna go to. And this one's a little distance away, but sometimes I can just put on a podcast and just drive and do that. So I'm going to do that and see what that entails. I did have an interview and I ended up not going because on this whole journey, sometimes it's like I would just be trading the same job for the same job at a different company. So the first company wasn't really serving me. That's why I put in my 2 weeks. So it didn't really make sense for me to even go to another company essentially doing the same job for pretty much the same money. So I was like, doesn't make any sense for me to do that. So I decided just to not even go for that. What I'm using right now is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I don't know if it's a foundation or more so like a skin tint, but I love it. I mix it with my concealer when I'm doing my face, and it kind of gives me the coverage that I like. Absolutely love it. I get it in color 6.5. So if you're my shade, you'd probably be like a 6.5, but I do 6.5, and I use it, mix it with my concealer. I do use the Charlotte Tilbury concealer, but I'm out of it right now, so I'm using this one that you get from, I got it from the beauty supply store, and it was on clearance, so I don't even know if you can get this. And I'm using this little brush that I got from Mary Kay. And as you can see, I don't know if you can tell with my arm, but you can see like how I'm moving my arm, how it's kind of stiff. And that's because in the right shoulder is where I have the stiffness. years. And once I started working, I kind of closed down the Poshmark store.
I'm just gonna blend this out as I get ready to go and see what the day entails. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and give you a quick update about what's going on this journey. Just kind of inspire you if you are on a journey. You know, sometimes you're gonna have some good days, bad days. I've been having, it's only been 1 week because technically Monday was the last day of, you know, of me working. So it's really only been less than 1 week, and you know, it's just difficult kind of, you know, figuring it out, but I know I will figure everything out. One other thing that I did connect with. So I have a Poshmark store, and I've been on Poshmark for years. And once I started working, I kind of closed down the Poshmark store and didn't do much with it. But now that I'm not, I'm kind of going in all my endeavors. I'm opening back up my Poshmark store, and one of my, I guess my vendors, I reached out to them, and they're having this huge sale. So I'll be getting a whole bunch of inventory. I find the coolest stuff on my Poshmark store, so be on the lookout for that. That's probably gonna happen, I'd say the beginning of July. I will actually open the store. I'll do a video so you can get first dibs on everything that I upload, because I have to get the stuff, photograph it, you know, tag it, put it on the store, and all of that. So that's going to take me some time to do that. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, that's just a quick update. A few years prior to when I didn't have a job and I went full-time with Poshmark, I was really successful. My first month of Poshmark, I was able to make $3,000. So I'm excited to see how this endeavor happens now that I'm starting Poshmark all over again. I'm connected back to one of my really cool vendors, and I'll be able to get some really good stuff. So that store will be opening again, and I'll make sure to follow that. I'll actually put a link in the description or the bio or whatever, the description, so you could follow the store. Right now, I think I only have maybe like 1 or 2 items on there, but you can see some of the items that I did sell in the store, so you'll be able to see that. And you'll also have first notice about when new products are on the store. So yeah, that's just a quick update to let you know what's going on. I'll be back. I think I'm probably gonna go live on TikTok. So if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, I'm not sure which one, just follow me there, and I'll go live when I'm actually at the apartment, so you can actually see like what it looks like to do an apartment shop. If you're interested in learning more about any of these endeavors, just jump down into the comments and leave me a comment, and I can do a video on that. Till next time, see you.